Be independently happy. So, this one is about taking responsibility over how you feel throughout the day and throughout your life. So, no matter what's going on in your life, it's important to be independent of what's going on as much as you can, because I know a lot of our happiness is dependent, for many of us, on our survival and our income, like our relationships with people. But what I'm suggesting here is to take enough responsibility for your own happiness that your baseline state is already taken care of, where you already have your cup filled before anything happens in your day. You do what fills you up every single day. You do your routines, you do your self-care, and you work on something that's important to you. This reminds me of a quote by Bob Ross, where he talks about how it's so important to do something that makes you happy every single day. I think being happy is actually a skill. Being content, being able to let go and lean into and accept what is. I believe this is a skill. And it's an even greater skill to be completely independent of what's going on around you, and to choose to be happy, still to choose to continue through your day, even in times when you don't know what's going on or in times of confusion, to still have your own routines that you ground yourself in and your own plan on how you're going to make this day worthwhile. We're not going to always be given a perfect day. We're going to have to just take what we got and work with it. An on day has to be earned. You have to put in the effort to be switched on. You have to make the choice to be positive. You have to make the choice to put in the effort. You have to make the choice to choose to be happy. I think a lot of us don't even give ourselves permission to be happy because we are so bogged down by the stories that we have unconsciously wrote ourselves in and started to believe, when we could just as easily rewrite that story and make it different. We could reframe it. We could take it on as a challenge. We could see it as a way of reality trying to grow us. But it's up to you. It really comes down to how much do you want to change? How much do you want to make this life into a good one? How much do you want to feel good regardless of what's going on? How much do you want to take responsibility over your own state of consciousness, where you truly realize that it's up to you on whether or not you're happy. It's up to you on whether or not you're content. This is a choice you have to make. And it's not something necessarily as simple as, oh, I'm just going to flip a switch in my mind and then everything's going to be all hunky-dory. No. It's making a decision, while still feeling like shit or still feeling in a certain way, and then proceeding to take some action that's going to induce positive emotion and induce a state of consciousness where you are content, where you are happy, where you don't regret what you did with this day. I think a lot of times we can give ourselves permission to do less than we want to because of the way we feel. And then we end up at the end of the day not feeling good about ourselves because we didn't put in a solid effort. It doesn't matter what's going on. The thing we're going to regret the most is not fully immersing ourselves in whatever we are in. Not taking what's in front of us and just working completely with it. And one of the things with this is taking the responsibility to be happy on your own accord. Where you're completely independent of how people feel around you. Your happiness is independent of how happy other people are. Otherwise, it's just going to be a vicious cycle if you're just around a bunch of unhappy people. So, realize that it is only when you take this responsibility for this action on your own accord, it's only when you act for yourself will you actually get the results that you want. And it's going to be completely independent of what people are saying, completely independent of what's going on. It's a process of leaning into the present moment, choosing what's your life situation, acting as if you chose everything that's happening right now, and really leaning in to acting accordingly. Choose this moment. Realize that in consciously choosing this moment, acting as if you chose this moment, will bring you to more happiness, will bring you to more contentment, and will allow you, and it will allow you to lean into creating the life you want, and also, just more importantly, just creating a day that you don't regret. Because the bottom line is that to live a really good life is to just string together a bunch of days that you don't regret, not one bit of it. And then you can die with no regrets. Simple as that. So with that, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.